The renewed confirmation hearing for Supreme Court judge nominee Brett Kavanaugh. They're taking a break right here, a 5-minute break. Of course, all day long has been extraordinarily contentious. The woman accusing him of sexual assault, Dr. Christine Blasey Ford, she preceded him, each testifying before the Senate Judiciary Committee today on Capitol Hill. The hearing getting testy, very testy, as both Kavanaugh and Ford face a barrage of questions about the alleged attack that may have happened more than 30 years ago. Here now to discuss, Fox News political contributor Tammy Bruce. She's also Independent Women's Voice president, trial attorney Heather Hansen, and Vince Colonnet's Daily Caller editorial director. Vince, I'll start with you. I'm sorry, Vince isn't with us yet. Tammy, your assessment of what we've seen so far?
Well, it's a shame in general that this is even happening. Two individuals, two classic Americans, if you will, dragged through the mud. In a process that actually should have been a collegiate process of looking for the truth and confirming someone for the highest court in the land in the greatest country on earth. And it turned into a freaking circus. It's been embarrassing. It is shameful. And we know, of course, why it's happening, because it's a political maneuver. One thing that I think has become very obvious is in the treatment of Dr. Ford, and I've said from the start, I think something happened to her. I just don't think, as we saw some things unfold, that Judge Kavanaugh did it. So she, of course, would be sympathetic. I expected nothing less. But the issue becomes the treatment now of Judge Kavanaugh. You've seen her treated in some ways with kid gloves, which I think women can take the heat of the kitchen and don't need to be treated gently when they're asserting their truth. And Judge Kavanaugh, of course, you've seen the contention. You've seen the politics involved from the Democratic side. It's certainly not a search for the truth from them. It continues to be an effort to delay. They've never wanted the truth here. They've wanted to slow this down on a purely political line. And in this process, they've tried to destroy his life, and they certainly have changed Dr. Ford's life forever.
Dr. Kavanaugh mentioned that very fact during his opening statement. Let's take a listen to part of it now.
This has destroyed my family and my good name, a good name built up through decades of very hard work and public service at the highest levels of the American government. This whole 2-week effort has been a calculated and orchestrated political hit.
Heather, you're a seasoned trial attorney. It felt like, to Tammy's point, two different sort of approaches here. Obviously, we understood the dynamics and the history going into this, what the Republicans were trying to avoid with the outside prosecutor or litigator. But certainly the tone shifted dramatically. What do you make of the way this whole thing has gone so far?
It was like two different hearings. The hearing in the morning was very quiet, very kind. But I have to also say her answers were very deferential. She said, I want to be collegial. What time do you guys want to take a break? Whereas you see Judge Kavanaugh with righteous anger in the afternoon, but I sometimes felt as though that anger was overcoming his ability to answer the questions. One of the things that I tell every witness is answer the question, yes or no, and then go on to explain. A judge will tell that to a witness. And yet he, and many times, refused to answer, especially that most important key question as to whether or not he wanted an FBI investigation. He just wouldn't answer that question.
Well, do you think he was offended? I mean, it seemed to me that he was offended several times, particularly when that was initially brought up, that, hey, come on, it's another stunt. It's another game. You guys have dragged this out. You knew what was going on. You hid this from the American public. You sprung it on me at the last moment. Feinstein helped Dr. Ford find an attorney, and then she interviewed him in her office and never let on at all to all that stuff going on. He should have some righteous indignation.
Absolutely. But what we're talking about is the difference between politics and what I do. And as a trial attorney, if you're looking for a search for the truth, him talking about an investigation doesn't come to any conclusions. No, but it gives you the facts upon which to base conclusions. If you don't have an X-ray, you can't tell whether or not.
If I can add,
every
play this
Democrat
Let me has
play
already
one
said
sound,
they
though,
will not
Tammy,
be voting for him.
Let me play one soundbite, though, for the audience, because when they took the initial break as they transitioned from Dr. Ford to Judge Kavanaugh, at least me watching through social media and talking to different friends, it felt like, she had been very credible, and she came across reasonable, and she was very certain about one thing, at least in her mind, and I want to share that with the audience right now.
How are you so sure that it was he? The same way that I'm sure that I'm talking to you right now. It's just basic memory functions, and also just the level of norepinephrine and epinephrine in the brain that sort of, as you know, encodes, that neurotransmitter encodes memories into the hippocampus, and so the trauma-related experience then is kind of locked there, whereas other details kind of drift.
So what you are telling us is this could not be a case of mistaken identity?
Absolutely not.
Tammy?
Well, look, I think that in the context of everything that she's been able to attest to, what she's been able to remember, she was actually even forgetting things from this summer, the nature of everything in its totality, the conditions at that night, what she doesn't remember of that night. And there's a political problem here. If you say, 90% confidence, 90% confidence, considering everyone had been drinking. It was dark. There was music on. You could say 90% confidence and still be pretty sure. She can't say that, because then that suggests, like any other human memory, there could be an issue. Obviously, I believe something happened to her. Now the burden is on that you can believe both of them. You can believe Dr. Ford and Brett Kavanaugh and realize that, in fact, something happened and it was not him. This is where judgment comes into play. But when it comes to, of course, Judge Kavanaugh's response to the Democrats, all of them have already decided. Some of them have told him he's guilty until he's guilty until he proves his own innocence. He's facing people, yes, with the background of the last 2 weeks, where some of them have called him evil. So when we talk about how he approaches them, I think that plays a factor.
The judge is sitting back down, but I'll give you the last word here, Heather.
I think that we need more facts. I think we need to know what Ford has to say. Judge, rather. We need to hear from him.